Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Very good morning. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me connect my charger and then we'll start the session. Okay. So last session we discussed about few examples of OOPs, and we discussed about methods, and we discussed about few definitions and sample programs, right? Anyone started the practice or any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. We started practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
How is it going, and any queries or anything that you want me to repeat?
No, sir.
I tried it some, sir, but it's a little bit confusing.
What is that? You started practice?
Like,
Your voice is not clear.
sorry, sir, I didn't bring my laptop. I am in some other village, so that's why signal issue.
Okay. Then any questions on the practice side? Okay. Any other? Anyone else? Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So these are the concepts which are required for Selenium test automation. So we completed OOPS concepts, and then we completed the setup side, JRA, JVM, and JDK. And today we will discuss about the concept of compiler and interpreter. And the data types wise, we discussed about general list of data types. We didn't categorize that into these many things. And we will discuss about operators and expressions today. We will discuss about constructors. We will discuss about methods, which are nothing but predefined and user-defined methods. Method overloading we already discussed. We will discuss about method overriding. And functions, if we discuss about methods, almost functions can be covered, so no need to discuss it separately. Once after these things are done, then we'll go to collections and then arrays. As per the thing, we completed loops as well, and then we need to start with conditional statement. Let's start with compiler and interpreter today. So not much at the programming side, but you need to understand what is meant by compiler, what is meant by Java compiler, and what is meant by interpreter in Java. So let's see how it works at the programmatic side. Okay. Okay. Anyways, we are writing that in Eclipse, right? Okay. Okay. Compiler. What is meant by compiler? What is meant by compiler? Anyone have any idea? Okay. So compiler means it's a backend process which converts the complete program into machine level format. So whenever you click on run button, whatever the program that you have designed and whatever whatever the program that you have designed and whatever you want to execute. So compiler is nothing but if you hit the run button, irrespective of length of the program, it might be 10 lines of program, it might be 1,000 lines of program, it might be 10,000 lines of program. Irrespective of the length of the program, the complete program will be converted into mission level format. Why it has to convert into mission level format? Anyone? Okay, so it has to convert into machine level format in order to perform the execution and to get the required output, right? So we discussed about few points in JDK, JVM and JRE where it converts to machine level format, and then it will process the program and it will reconvert that into original format and send it back to the output through JDK. Likewise, whenever we execute, whenever we run the program, compiler will convert the complete program to mission level format to perform the execution activity. At the same time, interpreter, what is meant by interpreter? In interpreter, which converts the single line statement, of program to mission level format, or else if you want to make it clearly, which converts single line statement at once. Statement after another statement. That means it will convert the first line of the program. So once it is being processed to mission level format, then it will go to second line, and then third line, and then fourth line, and then fifth line. So based on the number of lines of program, it converts the program step by step, not all the statements at a time, like what we have seen in compiler. That's the difference between compiler and interpreter. Any questions here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So one of the important point that we can discuss about compiler and interpreter is, so this can be suitable for UAT, or staging or testing or QA production. And this interpreter anyone can explain about this point? Do you understand
Yes, sir.
what is that? Why compiler is suitable for UAT or staging or testing or QA or production environments? Why interpreter is suitable for development environment? Why? What makes the difference?
In compiler, we can execute all the code.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to interpreter, we can do from functionality to functionality.
Functionality to functionality, no. Anyone else? You can just go with the definition. You'll be able to understand why interpreter is for development environment, why compiler is for other environments. Okay, so this one, compiler is suitable for UAT or staging or testing or QA or production environments. Why? Because compiler is suitable here in order to test the complete application which has been integrated with all the modules. So that's the reason we cannot run the program step by step here. So whenever we want to execute some functionality, whenever we want to, for example, whenever we want to log into the application, that complete login code has to compile at the backend. It has to give the response to us immediately. If it is doing step by step, like enter URL, enter username, enter that's a waste of the complete process. Like it will have long time consuming process which is not relevant for UAT or production or testing environment. So that's one of the main reason compiler can be used for these environments, UAT or staging or testing or QA or production environments, because whenever we want to execute the whole set of functionality, the complete program will be converted to the mission level format. What is the use of converting that to mission level format? Whenever we run the program, Java has to understand what is happening in that programmatic part. So Java cannot understand the human terminology, what you have designed in the programmatic part. So that's one of the main reason we have to convert. So in order to do that process, so compiler will convert the complete program to mission level format. Java is going to process that internally and it will give mission level format to user understandable format in the output. And coming to the interpreter, so interpreter is not completely suitable for the UAT or testing or production environment, but it can be suitable for the development environment. Why? Because whenever the programs are being developed, whenever development team usually write the program, design the program, they have to validate whether that program is successfully executable or not. And after that, they have to validate whether the program design is suitable for the functionality or not. They have to validate whether the program contains proper statements or not. Everything they have to validate. So in order to validate that, they cannot compile the program. They have to interpret it first. That means one statement, first it has to execute one statement. Okay, that statement gives the proper output. Second, it has to give the proper output. Likewise, if there are 1,000 lines or 10,000 lines of program, each and every line has to convert it into mission level format and it will process and it will give the output. That means interpreter is suitable for the development environment only. Interpreter is suitable for the development environment only, but we cannot judge which we can use. But as per our testing needs, as per our test automation needs, we will have compiler only. So that's one of the main reason. If you open Eclipse and if you go to properties, sometimes you are going to have, you can see some issues. Okay, whenever you see some issues, if you go to the properties of your project, I'm just clicking on, right click on the project, go to properties. If you go to properties here, you can see Java compiler. In the Java compiler, you need to Suppose if you want to change the settings based on your project upgradation, you can just enable workspace preference project settings, and you can change your settings as you wish. Right? So mostly here it will talk about version, and it will talk about what type of Java version that we are going to use, and add variable attributes. All these things it will talk about. But usually compiler will be used for our testing or production or UAT environments. Interpreter will not be available here. Don't search for interpreter here. Right? Any questions?
Sir, once again, explain interpreters.
Interpreter is used only for the step-by-step execution. It will never convert the program, complete program, into mission level format. It will convert only line by line, statement by statement. Let's say, for example, this is the program. If you are using compiler, this complete program will be converted into mission level format at a time. But interpreter, it will come here and it will validate this package code X. Yes, it will convert into mission level format. After this conversion, it will come here and it will convert. And after this, it will come here and it will convert. So one by one, line by line, it is going to convert. So if you want to convert that into mission level format line by line, interpreter is suitable for the development environment. Why specifically for development environment? Because their development team is going to design the programs in such a way they have to validate whether that program is executing properly or not, whether the design program is giving proper functional output or not. They have to validate. So in order to validate that, they may require interpreter. But for rest of the environments, it's not required. Compiler is 100% enough for us. Even for test automation also, compiler is fine, because by that time functionality is already freezed, right? There might not be a major chances to get the functional issues, but we may have, which are minor. Right? Understand? Any questions? Someone asked me to repeat. Do you understand?
Sir,
Any questions yet? Okay, now we'll go to methods, predefined methods and user defined methods. What is meant by predefined method and what is user defined method? Anyone? What is meant by predefined methods and what is meant by user defined methods? Anyone?
The program which can written by the user is user defined.
Okay.
Built-in functions are predefined methods.
Built-in functions.
Or predefined methods.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, fine. Predefined methods. Predefined methods are nothing but someone said built-in methods, someone said which are already defined. So those are nothing but predefined methods. But in general, in Java, predefined methods are nothing but which are already defined. Which are already defined. Where it has already defined?
In the class.
Which class?
Main class.
Main class. Okay. Any other inputs? Yeah, fine. We'll go with that. So predefined methods are the methods which are already there, which are already defined, in main class, or else we can say which are already defined in Java class libraries. The methods which are already defined in Java class libraries. The methods which are already defined in Java class libraries. Java class libraries means where we can get it. Whenever we configure a project, we will have Java system libraries, right? In that Java system libraries only, we'll have all the predefined classes, and we'll have all the predefined methods. We will have all the predefined set of code will be there. So which you can use it directly. One of the best example so far, whatever the programs that we have discussed here is this one. If you can see this main method, sorry, this is the main method. This is a predefined. This is already there in Java class library, right? This is already there in Java class library. On that particular basis, we will define predefined methods, or we can make use of that predefined methods. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Likewise, we have user defined methods. What is meant by user defined methods? The methods which are designed by the user intentionally for specific functionality. If user wants to design some specific functionality, or else if user wants to execute some specific task, right? So in that particular case, user can define the methods. For example, here we have created this method. Add is one method, product is one method. It is our requirement, not the predefined requirement. It is our specific requirement where we need to perform addition, where we need to perform product, where we need to perform division. These things we have to. Right, so predefined methods are already defined in the class libraries. User defined methods are user intentionally created. That means we already know how this concept works, how predefined methods can be used, how user defined methods can be created, right? So one more thing that you need to observe here is always the method creation should be ended up with these braces. Always method creation. So if you are going to define like this, that means it's a method. Inside the braces, you can pass n number of parameters, like here string args. That means I'm passing arguments here. Arguments are nothing but parameters. If you till now we haven't discussed about how the data can be passed to our script, because in Java we are not going to discuss, but in test automation we'll have that concept. So you need to pass the data to your script instead of giving data directly here. You need to pass the data. So how we can pass the data, and what are the arguments that we need to pass, and where we have to define and all, we will discuss about that. But still, as part of predefined methods and user defined methods, method creation will be ended up with open and closed braces, and this is a main method which is having string arguments, which is having parameters list here. Right? Any questions? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay, fine. If you are clear, then that should be fine. Okay, let's go to another point, which are nothing but collections in Java. What are collections? What is meant by collection in Java? What is meant by collections in Java? No idea. Fine. Collections in Java. Collections in Java. What is meant by collection basically? Collection is nothing but it's a kind of framework. It is a framework. It's a framework which can provide the structure or architecture. A structure or architecture to store and update or manipulate the group of objects. To store and update or manipulate the group of object. What is meant by this statement? What is meant by this statement? What is meant by this one? It is a framework which can provide the structure or architecture. The structure or architecture. What is meant by framework basically? Framework is nothing but it's a type. It's a format how we are going to design the program. So it's a format how we are going to design the program. But in collections in Java, collection is nothing but it's a format of program which can provide the complete structure or architecture. So for what we are going to have the structure and architecture? To update or manipulate the group of objects. So whatever the objects that we are going to have, in order to update that object or in order to manipulate or updation, both are same. So in order to update or manipulate that group of objects, we are going to use collections in Java. So what are the list? What are the list of collections in Java? So how many types that we are going to have? How many types that we are going to have? So here you need to understand what is meant by framework, and here you need to understand how it works, right? Framework. So there are 3 static points. Wherever you go, you are going to have these 3 points. Even in test automation, you have the same point of framework, same definition of framework. Even in any programming language also, you are going to see this term. So these 3 points related to framework are provides ready architecture, which is already available. So we are going to use that architecture directly. And second thing, represents the set of classes and interfaces. And third one will be It is not mandatory. Means user can consider this as an optional. So it's not mandatory. User can consider this as an optional one. Okay. So framework is nothing but it provides the ready-made architecture to the user, so you can use it directly. Second thing, it represents a set of classes and interfaces. Whatever the program that you are going to design, it will group everything and it will consider, or it will represent the functionality of whole set of classes and interfaces. And it's not a mandatory. No need to use framework as a mandatory thing. It's an optional. Wherever it is required, you can use it. If it is not required, no need to use it. Right? Now we will see how this collection works. Basically, this collection has been categorized into three types, three concepts. One is queue, second one is set, third one is list. Under queue, we have different concepts. Under set, we have different concepts. Under list, we have different concepts. So what are those under queue? Right? First one, we are going to have priority queue, and then DQ, and then array DQ. Okay, these three are the concepts that we are going to have. Under set, we have has set. We are going to have has set. So I'm just writing the technical terms here. We should not have two different terms. We'll have only one term, one word. Has set, linked hash set, these two, and then we have optional concept like sorted set, and then we'll have reset. These four are the set concepts. And then list, array list, linked list, array list, linked list. There are two which are not really mandatory for us, but still we need to discuss about stack, and then we need to discuss about vector. So these four are the concepts that we have under list. Right? So these are the list of concepts under collection. So now let's talk about one by one. So what are how each concept works, what is meant by queue, what is meant by set, what is meant by list, right? So all these things we need to discuss about. Your assignment for tomorrow is, there are some list of predefined methods for collection. Okay, there are some list of predefined methods. Predefined methods and interfaces for collection. So list down all the methods which are related to, list down all predefined methods and predefined interfaces related to collection. So we'll have almost like 20 to 25, including both methods and interfaces. List down all those things and let me know by tomorrow's session. Right? So any questions so far? Let's start about this list first. Okay. So how
Sir, can I
it
repeat the question, sir?
list down predefined methods and interfaces for collection. Okay. In
Okay.
collections Java concept, we have predefined methods and predefined interfaces. You have to list down all those things. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now let's discuss about list first. Array list. Anyone have any idea on what is meant by array list?
Sir, array is a linear data structure, sir.
Array list I'm talking about. Array is
Array
different,
list.
array list is different.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes time. List down the points related to array list and linked list. Okay, now the time is 8:54. I'll talk to you around 9 o'clock. So I need to get the points on what is meant by array list. If you don't know what is meant, if you are not able to understand what is array list, go with array first, and after that array list, and then linked list. List down the points and let me know. I'll be hearing if you have any questions, but I'll be on mute. Okay, got the points. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is meant by array list?
In array list, we can add and remove. Sir.
No, if you want to
Array,
complete the
we
statement,
cannot able to
complete
add
the statement. Don't break it.
the element.
What is that?
Coming to array, it is in a resizable array, sir. So we cannot able to add the data, add the elements or values. As coming to array list, we can add or remove the elements or values, sir. As coming to linked list, they include series of connection of nodes, sir. Each node stores the data and the next node.
Okay. See, our question is only array list and linked list. We didn't talk about array, right? Question
Yes,
is
sir.
equals to answer. Okay, array, list and linked list. For us, it is okay, but interview point of view, be prepared with that. Anyone else? What is meant by array list?
Oh, I see.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is meant by array list?
Size of an
We can add
array
or
is
remove.
always
What is that? Sizing?
size of an array of data is always consistent, not modified. Update.
My question is, what is mean by array list? What is the meaning of that?
Storing the elements.
Okay. Any other?
Sir, adding and remove the elements is wrong, sir. The statement was wrong.
Mhm. Anyone else?
Dynamic size arrays in Java that implement list interface.
Implement list what is list interface?
List interface. Create an array list with initials.
What is that? Can you repeat?
Create an array list with initial.
What is interface basically?
Acts and mediator.
Okay. What is list interface then?
It's an
What is that? Can you repeat?
inherit is the class, abstract class, and implements this.
Inheriting the abstract class and implement.
Is list interface.
My question is, what is list interface? Is that inheriting the abstract class is called list interface?
Yeah, yes.
Inheriting the abstract class. I don't know. I'm not too sure about your answer because I never faced this one. Inheriting the abstract classes can be called as list interface as part of the definition. I don't know where you get it, but still maybe if this is the point, I'll give more clarity in the next session. I need to analyze about this statement. Anyone else? What is meant by array list?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
The array list is a resizable array
Okay.
which can be found in the Java and util package. The difference between a built-in array and array list in Java is that the size of an array cannot be modified.
Okay.
It is used to build an empty array list.
Okay. What is meant by linked list? What is meant by linked list?
It is a linear data set
Mm-hmm.
and the elements are stored at continuous location, continuous memory location.
Continuous memory location. Okay. Any other?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
It is a collection which contain many objects of the same type, sir.
Many objects of the same type. Okay. Any other? Then why don't one second. It is a collection which is having the data of same data type, right? You define someone. Why don't you
Yes, sir.
define the array list then? Do you understand my question?
Understood, sir.
Then why? What's the confusion in array list?
Array list also contains same data type, sir.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Anyone? Is it correct?
No, sir, it's wrong.
Then what's the difference between linked list and array list if it contains same data types?
Modification.
What is that?
Modification to
I don't know. Your voice is breaking. I don't know whether it is for me or for everyone. I heard you said some modification. What is that modification?
Yes, sir.
What to modify?
Like addition and deletion operations.
Addition and multiplication operation. Maybe I'm not in sync with your example. Can you please write it down and let me know in tomorrow's session what kind of example that you want to give for addition and subtraction when it relates to array list and linked list? Let me know in tomorrow's session what we can write. Okay, only 3 to 4 people are repeating the points. Anyone else that you want to tell what is meant by array list and linked list? Fine. Okay. So there are a lot of comments from some set of people. Only few people are repeating the points, but out of which we can consider one of the important point is array list is something like where it stores the different sets of data with different data types. But as part of the linked list, it will store the data which is having some same set of data that it is going to store. So one of the valid point that we can consider, but apart from that, it can be resizable and it cannot be resizable. So all these things you everything is correct, resizable and not resizable. As part of this concept, it's a suitable thing. But still, when it comes to the implementation part, when you're talking about array list and linked list, how it works in the real time. So there are different terms when you are talking about array list, and there are different terms when you are talking about linked list. Okay, what are those different terms? How it can be used? What is meant by array list and what is meant by linked list? And how it can be used as part of the collection, and what type of data that can be stored in array list. So let's see one sample example so that you'll be able to understand how the data can be stored and how it works in the real time, and what is the syntax that we can use it for array list, and what is the syntax that can be used for linked list. Just give me a moment. Okay. If you want to add or remove elements to an array, you have to create new one, and size of an array cannot be modified. Okay. Can be considered. So as per your points, I understood that first you have to understand one brief concept of array and array list, then we'll come to array list and linked list. So first I'll talk about array versus array list. So what is the whole concept of array and array list here? So there are multiple points related to size. So array cannot be resizable. Whereas array list can be resizable. So we can resize it. Both are used to store the data. Array and array list both are used to store the data only, but how you are going to store the data will be differed here. How you are going to store the data will be differed, right? So basically, same set of data can be stored in one concept. Different types of data sets can be stored in another concept. What is that? In array, so same set of data or a different set of data? Suman, can you please ping me? I'm not able to hear your voice. I think it's completely breaking. Anyone? What type of data can be stored in array? What type of data can be stored in array list? In array, we can store same set of data, but in array list, we can have different sets of data, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Data storage will be deferred. And the next one, whenever you are creating array, whenever you are defining array, you cannot create so whatever the object that you are creating, array can be allowed you to create that dynamically, right? The object can be created dynamically in an array. Object can be created dynamically in an array. Whereas in array list, all the collections, data structures, and other hash map, hash table, all this comes into the picture. So you cannot decide it directly. So how it is going to create and how it works in the real time and all, right? When you are defining the array, when you are initializing the array, array initialization. So whenever you are defining the array, whenever you are creating the array, it is mandatory to provide the size of an array in the initial step. Whereas in array list, user can create the interface of array list without giving the size of the whatever the memory stack location that you are going to create. No need to give the size. Okay. The advantage array list is Java creates array list with default size. So internally they'll have some default size. So Java can create that default size for the array list. Right? Anyone have any questions so far? Let's see some examples how it works in the programmatic format. So how we can create the array list program and how we can create the linked list program. Okay, let's see how it works. Maybe some little bit complications you can see, but try to understand how it works. Maybe This direct program, you cannot use it in automation. The format, the structure, you can use it in the automation perspective. Okay, I'm just creating one class file here for ArrayList. I'm just creating ArrayList as an example. I'm just giving the ArrayList name as int. Okay, integer data type, right? So integer LIARR. Last time I just have given ARR. This time I'm just giving LIARR. They need to import this library. That's what I said, right? From Java class, it will automatically consider. So I have imported that. I'm just creating one loop. I'm just giving number maximum 10, A++. LIARR. This is the default method that we have. Okay, this is the variable A because we have initialized this one. So I'm just giving the same variable in order to get the values. In order to display the output, I'm just giving system output statement. So whatever the value that it is going to have, it will display the value in the output. So there are different methods you can make use of it: clone, clear, contains, and then you can have remove, you can have equals, you can have get, everything. There are a lot of things that you have seen in this list, right? I'm just using remove. Okay, so I'm just giving 2 per reference. Okay, and then I'm going to print the another statement after removing the number. See how this array list is going to display the values in the output. So this is the main syntax that we have used in order to create. So if I'm going to if you can see these numbers, the initial array list, whatever it is going to display in the output, so it will display the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Because the index number starts with 0, the initialization number also you have given start with 0. Suppose if I'm going to start with 1, and if I'm going to execute this program, you can see the number start with 1. You can see the number starts with 1. One difference you have to observe mainly here is I started with number 0. And if I'm going to execute this program, you can see the numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 10, right?
This is the first statement that it is going to print. This is the one. So initially the value 0, right? It comes here and it will display a of what is the value 0, addition of 0. That means here add means add this value to this array list. The meaning of add means here add the value, whatever the value that you are passing here to this list array. It doesn't mean that you have created another new method to add 2 numbers. You are not adding 2 numbers here. You are just adding the value to this array list. You are just adding value to the array list. What is the value that you are adding here? Initially 0. 0 you are adding, and then it will increase the initially you are adding 0 and then it will display the output 0, and then a value increase to 1. 1 again it will come here, so it will add 1 to the array list, again 2 to the array list, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, like that till 10 numbers 10 it is going to display this output. And after that, what you have given from the array list, I want to remove the second number. Second number means not number 2, index value 2. Index value 2. That's the reason if you can execute this program, you can see the output. 0 is first value, second value, third value, fourth value, like that. Here you can see 11 values, 11 numbers here. 11 numbers here. If you want to remove the index number 2, 0, 1, 2, the number 2 has been removed. If you want to make that clear difference, I'll show you. I'll start with initialization value starts with 1. You can see number 3 will be removed from the list because index number is different. The serial number is different. Index number always starts with 0. The serial number always starts with 1. Right? So index number 2 we have removed. So understood? Any questions so far? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Do you understand how this program is executing? Okay, everyone knows about array list, right? You don't have any questions.
Yeah, sir. Understood.
Sir,
Fine. Yes.
explain one more time, sir. This one, in the last one, remove 2 like this. అక్కడ ఉంది కదా సార్ 2 అని. కానీ మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ చేసిన తర్వాత అవుట్పుట్ అక్కడ 2 అని డిస్ప్లే అయింది కదా సార్.
Okay, that's what I said. So don't see the numbers here. Okay, don't see the numbers. Serial number is different, index number is different. Serial number always starts with 1. Index number always starts with 0. Okay, so first don't keep this in mind. I'll comment out. Okay, so I'll start with this one. Okay, initialization value starts with 1 and initialization value whatever you have started and ends up with 10, right? If you execute this program, what is the output? 1 to 10. Okay, so as a user, as a human being, you are able to understand these are the values that we have in the array list. But in the storage location, in the backend, in the Java memory location, how these values can be stored? Do you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you how it works in the back end. Okay, this is Java memory location. Array list starts with 1. Array list starts with 0. So 0 we haven't executed. First we'll see array list. Okay. So you are seeing output here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the Java memory location, it will store like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. In Java, the memory location will, in array list, the memory location will be like, the number storage will be like this. But in Java, the index number always starts with 0. We are not depending on this index number. We are not altering this index number. We are not modifying this index number. It is always static. Okay. So index number starts with 0, 0th location, first location, second location, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. These are the locations that it is going to have. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now,
sir.
let me start the program with initialization value as 0. Now see what will be the output. So it starts with 0, right? Then these are the numbers. It will be here, and at the bottom, the number starts with 0. This will be the output, right?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm adding one more column here. Remove index of 2. Oh. Index of 2. Now I'm just enabling this one. I'm removing this comment outline. This one also. If you execute this program, if you run this program, what is going to happen? So as you started the initialization value as 0, I'm just considering these numbers. These are the removed values. Okay. Remove index of 2 here. Okay. 0, 1, 3. Remaining values will be as it is. You got the same output or not? 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if your initialization value starts with 1, now you can see the output. 3 is missing here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the difference you observed here? When you are using remove of 2, that doesn't mean that you are not removing the number 2. Okay, you are not removing number 2 from here. You are removing the value which is there in index number 2. Index number 2. What is the index number here? In this second location, so 3 is there. 3 you have removed. In place of 3, remaining numbers are continued. And in place of 2, here 2 is there. You have removed 2. Instead of 2, remaining numbers are here. This is the output that you got after removing the number. Understood? Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir,
Is
I
it
can
clear
understand.
now?
No, sir.
Is it clear
Yes,
now?
sir.
Clear, sir.
Sir.
Fine. Now there is one more which I want to explain you in pictorial representation. Just give me a moment. I am checking in my local. It's a wonderful image that I got from. Yeah, I got it. Okay, there are few points that I want to tell you here regarding array and array list, and then I'll explain you that particular image. Maybe I'm not showing you that image, but let me try to show you. I took it from. Let me. Yeah. So practically speaking, I took this image from one of the Instagram channel. So when I'm just browsing it, so I got this sheet related to array concept, overall array concept. So let me share that image 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Maybe I can save image. Open with paint. Okay, I got this one now. So you can see this image. It's a very, very, very interesting thing, right? So there are assume that there are four numbers in their stack. Okay, in the array there are 4 numbers. If you want to push one more extra number to the stack, this is the one which you want to push. So along with 4, one extra added element which you have pushed will be available. Okay, so whatever the element that you have pushed, it will store at the end of that particular array. That means on the top of that array. Okay, the same format again. There are 4 variables, 4 data will be there. Again, you have used a method called unshift of that particular new object that will be stored at the bottom of the array. That will be stored at the bottom of the array. There are 4 objects, and along with that, one new object that you have added. So there are 5 data are there in the array. If you want to pop out, so one will be popped out, which is at the starting position. This is the starting position. It will be pop out. And shift. So whatever the recently added one, wherever it is going to pop out. It is going to remove from that particular array. And then if you want to map, so all these objects are converting into this particular data. All these objects are converting into this particular data. This is called map. And filter, if you want to filter specific, this glass symbol, that can filter here. That can filter here. If you want to make use of reduce function, that means everything will be stored in one container here. So all these 4 face symbols and then one glass symbol, everything will be stored in one container. And if you want to make the reverse format, you can make it into reverse format. If you want to pop out the second thing at the rate of 2, whatever the second 0, 1, 2, this is the middle one, which will come out in the output. If you want to at the rate of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, this will come into the output. Is it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Right? Easily, we can understand it very easily, right? So there are a lot of things which are available. You can just, whenever you are browsing it, you can get all this kind of stuff. Maybe I'll try to share this image to you. You can just keep it in your list. For array list also, I'll try to get this kind of information, because we have a lot of methods like we have seen just now. List array dot add, list array dot remove, list array dot clone, clear, contains, equals. There are a lot of methods available. So I'll try to get that list as well, compared to this particular image, and I'll show it to you maybe in the next session. Okay.
Okay, so
So
Okay, sir.
tomorrow your assignment will be the one which I have given. Whatever the point that I have added to that, I'll repeat the question. Predefined methods and interfaces. Predefined interfaces for collection. This your assignment, and along with that, what is meant by linked list? What is meant by linked list? So get the information on linked list also. So this week, our complete focus till Wednesday is on this core Java array list, linked list collection, and Thursday I'll start with the basics of Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so Thursday I'll start with the basics of Selenium WebDriver, and we'll see how this architecture works when we compare with Selenium WebDriver. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks, have a nice day. So we'll meet in tomorrow's session. If you complete the assignments, that would be a good thing, and we will discuss the remaining things in the next session.
Okay, sir.
Thank you guys, have a nice day.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.